Excellence, bonjour.
Bonjour.
In only 8 months, you become the most popular ambassador in Algeria. How do you explain it?
I think it's the United States of America that's popular here in Algeria. There is an enormous youth population very interested in U.S. culture and in English language learning. And so the United States Embassy has worked through American cultural centers that we call American Corners to provide English language education to the youth. And it's also because we are very active in social media and explaining our culture and who Americans are to Algerians.
What is your evaluation of the U.S.-Algeria relations?
I think U.S.-Algeria relations are dynamic and strong. We're growing our commercial relationship. Our trade relationship is expanding exponentially. We're working also on English language learning, as I mentioned, not only through American Corners, but also with the Algerian government. We've worked on a 3-year program with the Ministry of Higher Education to revamp English language curricula for all 109 of Algeria's universities. We work with the Ministry of Culture and other organizations to help restore ancient artifacts that are part of Algeria's heritage. And so we work in all elements of Algerian society to help showcase what Algeria has to offer and showcase what America and Algeria can do together.
Which area in Algerian-American relations that could be reinforced?
In this dynamic relationship, my number one priority is expanding our commercial ties. This is a win-win for the United States and for Algeria equally. There are jobs being created in this country because of new partnerships in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, telecommunications, agricultural. The full arena of economic relations continues to grow. For example, in 2020, we had $1.2 billion worth of two-way trade between the US and Algeria. This year, and it's only October, we're already at $2.9 billion. I want to continue to grow that. We are the largest foreign direct investor in Algeria, with 28% of all foreign direct investment in 2020 coming from the US. I'd love to double that during my time here as ambassador.
Recently, American congressmen called for sanctions on Algeria for the arms deal with Russia. Can you explain this?
There are 3 separate but equal branches of government in the United States, and those branches talk to each other both privately and publicly. As the U.S. ambassador in Algeria, part of my job is to explain U.S. law to Algerian officials. Algerian officials will then make sovereign decisions for this country.
Sanctions as possible?
I can't answer a hypothetical question.
In this case, US is ready to sell arms to Algeria as Russia?
So the United States government has a vibrant and robust commercial relationship with Algeria. That includes direct commercial sales to Algeria's military. We sell already defense items to Algeria through the direct commercial sales process. The United States is always open to discuss with Algeria other means of purchasing arms, including foreign military sales.
The former President Donald Trump recognized Morocco's sovereignty over Western Sahara. Was there any change with the Biden administration?
So the Biden administration has made it very clear that they would like UN negotiated solution. We fully back Stéphane de Mistura, the personal envoy of the Secretary General, and we've had lots of discussions with Mr. de Mistura, with the Algerian government, with the Moroccan government, with the Polisario, of course, all the parties involved, encouraging pragmatic approaches to finding a solution to this long-standing issue.
We go back to the US-Algeria cooperation file. The Algerian authorities are seeking to diversify the country's economy. What extent the US government could support this strategy?
So the US government is all about supporting this strategy. We have diversified into ICT, agriculture, aviation, healthcare, pharmaceuticals. The whole range of the bilateral commercial relationship is open. And as I mentioned earlier, trade has increased dramatically between our two countries. You know, the United States was the largest foreign direct investor in Algeria in 2020, with 28% of all foreign direct investment in the country coming from the US, $6.2 billion. I'd like to see how we can double that during my time here.
Can the opening of direct flight between US and Algeria done during your term?
So I'm working hard on this one. This will send our economic relationship to a whole new level if we're able to have a direct flight between Algiers and a city in the United States. Let's say it's New York. You may have seen on our social media that there is a farmer in Jelfa who buys baby day-old chicks in the state of Georgia. Right now, to get them to Algeria, he has to go through Doha or Istanbul. Imagine if he could get his chicks to New York and to Algeria, they would be here in less than a day. And so that's just one example of the many how our trade relationship could be expanded and developed through a direct flight.
How do you describe the political and human rights situation in Algeria?
So every country is working on political and human rights. There is no country that does not have work to do in that area. And so I see Algeria facing these human rights and political issues as I see my own country facing and working on them.
US administration said that part of the African lion will be done in other country. Do the Pentagon wish to organize it in Algeria?
So I'm going to refer that question to AFRICOM, to the combatant command. They have public affairs officers who can answer questions about defense exercise planning.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. And have you anything to add?
Thank you so much, Bouzid, for having me on your program. It's been a real honor. You know, I've had a wonderful time in my first 8 months as ambassador in Algeria. There has been a lot of senior leader engagement. We've expanded our economic relationship, and I got to go to the biggest musical festival in the Sahara Desert, in Tahit. I look forward to continue to visiting this beautiful country, especially in the south, and to expanding our bilateral relationship through the rest of my time here.